Good morning, good morning. I'm going to try not to hit the camera. On our last day in our Sourdough Journal. I cannot describe to you how I let loose of a bunch of boundaries in my head, and it inspired me in different directions than I would have ever have thought. So I think that's the principle. That would be the best gift art could give back to the creator, in my opinion. And I thank my project for that because it has been so much fun and I have enjoyed it immensely. And I have extra pages, so they're going to go into something else. But I so much have enjoyed this sourdough project where I took a piece of the same paper every day until it's to this little tiny piece now, and created something with it. And every day there's that piece of paper is in here somewhere. It's right here. It's right here. It's right here. There's purple, a lot of purple on here. I tore out a specific piece. That was the only day I really purposely went after a piece of this paper. I flipped it over and painted colors on the back. It's just been fabulous. Fabulous. I've created new shapes. This little shape here, kind of like a crescent moon shape. Not completely perfect, but that's fine. With a piece of paper over it and a dot. Simple, I know, but it inspired me to do that. I created this shape, this moth shape. Theoretically, love that. Love every bit of it. And it's not in a journal because I cut these holes wrong. And it's becoming problematic to stay in there. I got to figure out how to put it back in the journal that it's intended for, but not today. Another day for that, Scarlett. So we're going to finish the last one, which is discard. I will never discard the amount of fun, for lack of a better word, I had in this journal. So here we go. We're going to start our last one, which is kind of appropriate because it has these colors that are from my paper. But then it has this big swatch of yellow in the middle, which there's yellow in here too. I mean, I can't use the whole thing, but I can use, oh, it's a duck head. Oh, a bird head right there. Do you see it? Can you see it? I see it. The beak, the head, the neck. Should we just make this a little smaller? I think we should. Just because it happened. That's how I like to work. Having things happen naturally, serendipitously. Which brings me to our next project. Well, yeah, I don't know. I discovered another kind of journal. It's just another name for doing a lot of what we already do. I think it's gonna, oh, but see, these can be used in something else. Those are luscious. Do I want to use that instead? Okay, this is not Ducks Unlimited. Sorry. If you're American, you might know that group. I like this better. I love that. Love that. Love that. I don't know how else I'm going to do it, but I'm going to do it somehow. And now I don't even remember how I had it on here, but that's okay. That's just the beauty of the freedom to let your mind. I put a lot of, believe it or not, restrictions on myself sometimes. It's like, oh, you can't do that because you can't do that. I can't draw faces because I can't. But when you give into some of that stuff, you get stuff like this. Is it going to go in the Smithsonian? Probably not. Is that okay? Yeah. It's in my little mini Smithsonian behind me. Okay, I think I want to add, because there is a little bit of black sticking out here, and there's so much white space, which is okay. I'm learning, you know, I might not do anything to it. I keep hearing Dina Wakely in my head. During COVID, the beginning of COVID, a lot of the Ranger people did videos every day from their homes, which was cool. And they're still on YouTube. And one of the things that she kept saying was, don't fill in all the space. Don't fill in all the space. And I'm like, what? What? Really? Really? And she is superbly colorful. But I think this is my tribute to Dina Wakely. Are we going to go out with a fizzle? No, because I think this is bright. And you know what? We are going to use something on here. I don't think putting some black lines on here would be bad, because there are black lines up here on the under paper. So I might just, which I have seen some people doing this lately, just get the tip of the Hobonichi wet and then go in. That way you still have a little bit more control, even though I don't really want control. So this yellow underneath here is a ticket to the whole project. Fun. And exploring. And maybe outline this shape, whatever it turned out to be. Just as simple as that. That is gorgeous. I almost like that one the best. Is it because I left some white space? I don't know. I really, really like that. I'm not touching it. I'm not touching it. I'm not going to discard this one. But I am going to end it just like we have been. With everyone has its title, its prompt name. And then everyone that was the constant. And tomorrow we're going to start a new project. I'm not sure which one yet. Because I got several bubbling in my head and on paper, in theory, the titles and the prompts. It's an illness. I know. I love that. Kind of maybe because Robin McClendon, you do hear me say that name a lot. I love the aesthetic that she has in most everything. She's a huge traveler. She's been all over the world. She's highly educated. She's highly artistic. She's on the brand team, whatever you call it, of Jelly Plates. And she does a ton of work in Jelly Plates, which I absolutely love. But she was at a convention for vendors and where they buy their supplies from. And she was demonstrating in the Jelly Plate. Oh my gosh. And she recently published a book, which apparently they helped her with some of that, it sounds like. And I have that book. And talking to different store owners what a Jelly Plate is so that they can get it into their stores. But she also, it was in Frankfurt, Germany, and she went around the town a little bit with a friend of hers, and then she went up to Rotterdam, I think. But anyhow, she was in a museum that had a lot of Mondrian paintings. I think that came in through the osmosis. It kind of, with the red and the yellow, I don't know. It's just, I love this. Maybe next project has to leave more white space instead of covering it all up with color. I don't know. I don't know if my body can do that without having withdrawals, color withdrawals. Anyhow, I love that. I love how many people have gotten involved in this channel in this series of videos. I really appreciate everybody so much. I mean, every day I wake up and there's like 4 or 5 more, which for me is a lot. And I'm like, oh my God. And I don't ever, ever, ever want to change the way I act on film because I just love the process of creating. I love the community that all this brings. That's what I'm here for. And selfishly for my own therapy. This is therapeutic for me. Moving my hands, the daily process of something is hugely impactful in my well-being. Not that I'm getting choked up. No, I just have a frog. It's been so damp here this whole entire January and February. Anyhow, it's been huge to have you guys here. So thank you. Thank you, Judy. Thank you, Judy. You know why. Thank you. Curti, get well. And let's just meet back here, all of us again, and do some more fun stuff next month, next week, tomorrow. I don't know what yet, but it's going to be fun. I guarantee you. Thanks for watching. Bye.